yeah, it's very, very nice here.
So I just hit recording. I forgot to do recording. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So here we are for another Saturday Night Live Zoom. The Christmas Eve for us and Christmas Eve for Laura. Spend some time together and shoot the shit, as we say. we literally do that on Masterfast. Like no other. So how's the weather there?
Actually, the nights are really cold.
Oh, really?
I'm sleeping with hot water bottles. I can't believe, I just said like it's wet and cold. It's like in England or something.
Oh, really? It's raining?
No, but it just feels, because it's so humid. But it's like the days are like 25, 27, and then the nights can go like below 12 Celsius though.
Is that their winter?
Yeah, that's the winter here. And the thing is just like these houses doesn't really have even windows.
Yeah.
So it can really get cold in the evenings and nights.
Right.
But yeah, it's just like it's gonna be like 1 week, 2 weeks like this, and then it's gonna go back to normal. So yeah, it's funny.
Yeah, it's nice. The tropics. When I was in Venezuela, in the winter, in the nights, yeah, it gets cooler. It gets down to like 27, 28. It feels cool.
Yeah, it really does. When it's quite funny actually. Like I was almost trying to complain about like that it's cold back home, and I know there's like -degrees and snow. Nobody's gonna listen to me.
Yeah. We got we're what, -1 here tonight.
Yeah.
We had some snow earlier. It was a bit of a mess driving around.
Nice.
So what's everybody doing? What's everybody up to?
For Christmas?
Yeah, in general, Christmas.
Trying to trying to not overdo the eating stuff.
Yeah, the food thing. Yeah, that's. I've fasted through many Christmases. This one I just finished my 3 days weekly, and I should have probably remained on it. When you look at food, man, it's not really what you want to be doing. But anyway, it's all good. We have Boris joined us. Hello, Boris. Is that your name, Boris? Yeah?
Unmute.
Oh, I'll mute you.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How you doing?
Good. I'm traveling, and I spoke to you before on I just posted on the page about traveling. So
Where are you now?
I'm just thinking Mexico.
Nice.
Some good weather. I heard you guys cold up there, yeah?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's cold here. Are you fasting?
So, traveling. Yeah, I did the about 36 hours yesterday and broke it today with some bubbly and coconut water.
So
Yeah. And then a bit of mango.
So you're on the master fast. How far are you?
Well, I guess kind of a hybrid, because I want to eat some fruits here and there. There's good mangoes here. I did 30 days before I left. I was in Toronto as well.
You're from here?
It was great. Yep.
You're from Toronto?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We have Dave joined us. Hello, Dave.
Unmute, maybe.
Hello, Dave. I unmuted you. How you doing?
Good.
Is this the first time you're joining us on Zoom?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
New York.
Oh, okay. Is this the Dave that was we were chatting this morning?
Yeah. Right.
Oh, okay. Because it's a bit dark, your picture, so it's.
No, I'm in the kind of dark spot. I mean, there's no light here.
Awesome. So we're coming to a close of this year very soon.
Yeah.
And some of us are fasting, some of us are eating, some of us are planning on jumping in a fast soon. The new year, a lot of people starting the new year. This December's been pretty strange feeling with the Mercury. This really strange energies I've encountered with people in general. And weird things happening with computers as usual and so on and so forth. But, we just ride it out and embrace it.
And create our own reality.
Yeah, we do our best to do that. We're doing it anyway, whether we believe it or not. But what triggers people to make changes? That's interesting because for everybody it's different. I found in general, most people wait till their health is not well
Yeah.
to make the choice. And some people wait till it's almost too late or after they've been through the system and there's nothing else the system can do for them. And then we have the people who are curious. And then we have the people looking to better themselves. They've been on a health path for a while and kind of plateau and stuff, and they're looking to always improve.
Well, one common thing between all these people is that they're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. Whether, to different degrees, but, it sounds like they're all sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, even if it's to better yourself or you're told you're dying or whatever. It's better, I guess, to have, the fear is not the best, it's not the best feeling. But
yeah, once I see some people, once they've been on Master Fast for a while and they taste how good it can be, they get scared. Some people don't feel they deserve to feel that good. And they go back to their own ways to cover up that and start feeling the pain. But it's interesting. We all have our own laws, our own rules within that we create ourselves with that monkey mind. And we need to, let things go and embrace the changes. It's kind of a shock for a lot of us to believe how little we actually need to survive and thrive, actually. After being, brought up, especially in heritage like myself, and where there's food everywhere all the time. Everything's about food. There's a lot of nationalities and heritages that revolve a lot around food. And when we are challenged to change that belief, it's not an easy thing. Your whole tradition is all Could it be all bullcrap?
I mean, there is so much wisdom from everything our ancestors went through, our religions, there is wisdom. I mean, we can't deny that. Yes, okay, like they can go crazy with their beliefs, I guess. But there is wisdom, definitely. I mean, you don't have to believe everything in your religion, but there's so much wisdom. I don't know what you guys think. I believe in, well, I grew up studying Islam. I grew up in Saudi Arabia, and it's a religious country. So since we were kids, we've been learning Islam. Yes, we didn't practice at home because my dad doesn't care about Islam. But I still remember the phrases that we learned, and it's very powerful. Not everything in, I don't practice Islam now, but I still remember the phrases, some phrases, and it's just so beautiful. I'm sure you guys have the same experience, right, with your own religions. There's so much wisdom, so we don't want to put everything that we have learned down,
It's not that putting it down. It's a lot of these things were clearly designed to suppress and control.
Religions, yes. When it's in the hands of people in power, then yes. But religions are meant to be like, they're meant to connect us spiritually to God, right? So if you take that and go crazy with it, then that's beautiful, But then to use it to put fear in other people, of course, that's not the way to go, right? It's about love, and it's about grounding yourself and connecting to God, I guess.
Should be.
Should be. Yeah. Creation is so simple. Like, just think about the energy to have controversy with others versus being in peace. So much more energy is used. To be a sad face, many more muscles are used than to smile. So it's always more effort to not be in peace, and be happy.
Well, why
and
would
joyful.
people not be in peace? I mean, everybody that we meet wants to be in peace, right? But when you watch the TV, then you get a bad idea about some culture or some religion or some country or whatever, right? By people who are.
It's nasty being around the TV, boy. I'll tell you that.
So you have the media, and then you have your government, and then you have politics.
It's been years, being with my mother, with TV's on all the time, and holy geez, even though you're not watching, it's just flashing there. It's all bullcrap. It's all killing, stabbings, this, that, the other thing, and holy geez.
Or fake smiling, the news people, huh?
Yeah.
They're smiling, and I don't know. I mean, it's just be yourself.
But if you were telling lies all the time, wouldn't you be fake smiling?
They have to train themselves to smile.
I guess if you're not smiling, nobody would watch you.
No,
Yeah, it's called acting.
They can't all be stupid to not know what they're telling people, so they must know they're part of a show.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of good actors, right?
Apparently.
Yeah. But, the 2018 is going to be an interesting year, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
If you
It's
look,
already interesting.
yeah, we look at just in general, when you look at other Facebook pages and YouTube channels that are popular right now, the currency stuff is going crazy, the cryptocurrencies. It's just everybody's focusing on all, that. And then you look at the food stuff, just crazy numbers of people, all focusing on eating whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. They're all huge pages talking about food. whatever diet. And when you look at stuff to like what we're doing, really focusing detoxification, the numbers are not massive, anywhere close to those numbers. And you know, like this, especially this month, you know, the page has been really, really quiet, really quiet. People are focusing on food because this is the season.
Now, the majority of people on Earth are going to focus on eating because they have no idea how it feels to fast, right? I say until you fast 40 days at least or something like that, you know, you're not going to appreciate fasting. So you're going to think about food.
Yeah, Laura's, you've been having quite a time there with your experiences, and have you messaged me a little bit, and you want to share a little bit of what has been going on? It's what, about 2 years now that you started?
Yeah, it's kind of like, well, not exactly 2 years, but like, yeah, pretty much. And I have like done many master fasts, and before that I already started from dry fasting and other juice fasting and water fasting things. So yeah, so it's been like over 2 years since I started kind of fasting practice. But when I found master fat, it was another story. But yeah, and after the long one last summer I did one 60 days again. And then I started doing this mini fasting, which I found extremely helpful. They were like really like learning the lifestyle. Like Rana was inspiring me a lot with this, and really learning how to break the fast and how to enjoy the fast, and then eat a little bit again, and then again fast. And it was amazing. And then
Oh, lost you. Hello?
I'm here. I did. Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can.
Okay. Did you hear anything I said?
Just a few words we missed.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah. It's the very great connection here. Well, so it was like before I came here, I did some longer dry fast, like 5-6 days, and like just to level it up a little bit. And then here I have been first time, like I feel like I'm traveling, and I feel like I'm not attached to the food or obsessing about even the fruits, you know. And it's been such a relief and such a new kind of experience, because before I felt like I was like always thinking like I come to travel or Thailand or whatever tropical country, and I want to eat the fruits and all that. And now I'm here and I'm just like focusing more about like people and more about just I have been in the nature, hiking and cycling, and like it's just so beautiful. Like I feel really transformation happening right now in me. And I have been actually like every day I wait the dry fasting. It has become such a beautiful experience to have every day and every week, and it's really magical actually.
Yeah, it's amazing once you start getting the feeling and connecting into the dry fast, you know, and it's just the way it is. It's just not even fast anymore. It's just what you're doing, and you just enjoy it. You let the energy flow.
Yeah, and like if I remember what happened to me like when I finished my long master fast, and people always have so hard time post fasting, and it wasn't that easy for me either. But I did like pretty good start for the first 2 months, and then I kind of like took a little bit, like I started eating something heavier and it messed up a bit, but nothing like super bad. But my digestion just wasn't ready at all, because I had fasted way too like so long that it took me almost 5 months to really like post fasting. And then I craved a lot of cooked foods. I still craved a lot of like starches and all these old things. But this summer, after my 63 days, I didn't crave them anymore. They were gone. And like I'm a huge like bread and starch junkie. And like I had a binge eating like pass. And suddenly it's just like what I craved was more like salads, which is like already a great improvement.
Mm.
Amazing.
And yeah, now I'm like in a very good place with like fruits. And then if I feel like fruits are like sometimes I feel like I want something salty or something. So actually today I don't need the salt. I need just a savory salad to, so it's like so much easier when I don't need to like obsess about like things I can't have. I can rather like just enjoy the fact what I can have and feel good with it. And another thing is like my body is like really sensitive, like extremely easily tells me, like Gino says all the time, like next morning you will know. Well, now I know what you mean.
Exactly. This is how we train ourselves, and the longer we go, the more we go, we start learning
Yeah,
more and more. Whoa, okay. And
but the thing is, it's not a negative thing because
no, no, it's
because
positive.
like people kind of like connects it with like it's a negative thing, like
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm so sensitive, but it actually joy. It's like my body tells me I don't want this next time. It's not that I don't it's not good for me. My
Yeah.
body actually tells it doesn't want it.
Yeah. What people are saying is, I can't go back to my old ways. This is not good.
Yeah,
That's what they're
yeah,
saying.
no.
That's all. They don't understand that these senses are there for you to feel, and they've been numbed out for most of your life. And now that they're awake, they don't want them to be like that. They want to go back to their old ways. That's what they're telling us.
Yeah,
It's just
and
they don't have the understanding, and this is why we need to train ourselves by eating and fast, eating and fast, eating and fast, over and over and over and over and over until finally it starts sinking in. And some of us, it may take us several years. You know, some of us will do it quicker, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Once we have the understanding of these senses are there for your benefit and they're beautiful, we embrace it and we learn from them.
it's I don't feel, yeah, I don't feel that I gave up, you know, with anything with I ate, like, because people feel like, do I need to give up my like food? Oh my gosh, like how I'm good, like that's terrible, like I can't eat those things I loved. Actually, you start loving different things. You start loving the dry fasting. You start loving the feeling when the food goes through you and it doesn't feel heavy.
And yeah, well, I remember, one thing I learned is that on the Master Fast Weekly, when you eat 1 day or 2 days a week, your taste buds will change. And even, I mean, just when you dry fast, just that 1 day a week, right?
Mm.
And you just watch what your body wants, right? When it's dry fasting, what does it want? It definitely does not want cooked food, and not even a salad. It wants fruit. It wants juicy fruit, and that's just tells you exactly what you're, like the true thing that your body wants. Dry fast, and you will know what you want, right? I mean, this is I think this is the best example.
Yeah. And I have noticed like that actually I started dry fasting more and more daily. Like I'm doing now like even 18-20 hours dry fasting every day, and it feels extremely amazing because every time I eat I have kind of had a reset, total reset, and I can start like a baby, like first like after even a long fast, like tasting like the watermelon tastes so amazing every time because we reset the taste buds, like you said.
Yeah, it's beautiful. But another thing I realized on the Master Fast Weekly, I'm sure you noticed that too. Like you're fasting, let's say 5 days, 6 days a week, and then you eat the first bite you enjoy. It's nice, especially when it's good fruits, like in Thailand, right? But after, I would say, after a few bites, you're like, okay. I mean, it's like I like my grape juice more, you know. So I mean, I don't know how it is. Maybe in Thailand you guys have amazing fruits, so maybe you don't feel that way. But for me, sometimes I eat fruits that are not the best, and I'm like, no, I would rather drink my juice, you know, because it always tastes good, you know.
Yeah, here is a bit different because we don't really have the good juice here. I needed to do it myself if I wanted. So I actually have been just dry fasting. Like here, I'm kind of like post fasting. I'm feasting here. I'm gonna be here like 2 months, and then I'm gonna go home and fast with the juice again. So here, what I do is like I dry fast as long as I feel good, and then I'm kind of getting thirsty, so I eat for the thirst actually. So it's like you have like a thirst, like fruits, and even like I actually find greens. Not like when I talk about salad, I always talk about fruit and green salad. I never mix any vegetables, or uh, I don't eat fats. So it's like fruits and greens, and I find the greens also very like hydrating because you know they have like a lot of water in them or whatever. But
Leafy greens, celery, and stuff like that. Cucumbers.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, I kind of just enjoy because I eat just once or twice a day, and I eat in a short window. So it's like it doesn't wear off, and that has been like a new experience because, as you said, in Finland, when I'm there, every food wears off. Like the taste is not really so divine.
That's great. It's nice that you made a nice program for yourself where you can enjoy the fruit and fast.
Yeah, and the thing is also like with I do weekly like 48 hours dry fast, and it's really enjoyable here. And I have been surprised because I don't feel thirsty. I'm bicycling like basically 60 kilometers a day some days. Yesterday I hiked up to mountain and biked 30 kilometers. And and the whole time I did it, I was dry fasting.
We got you frozen there.
Like crazy.
Yeah. Okay. You're back.
Okay. Yeah, I just said like, yeah, I'm not thirsty. Even like I dry fast and do a lot of sports, and it's amazing. It's like I think it's like all the master fasting has like really
Oh yeah,
changed.
it keeps. This is how it is. Little by little,
The body's hydrated.
we retrain the body to hydrate itself and feed itself.
Yeah.
It takes what it takes. It's just magical.
Like you said, Rana, about like some people it might take a little bit longer to find like good place, and it's been that for me like 2 years, and now I finally start like feeling I'm starting to understand and releasing the attachments to all food. Like but it took some time, and I'm still like in the beginning of it, I think.
Yeah, it's a challenge for people who never experienced what we're experiencing to commit for the few years it takes. That's the biggest challenge. People are jumping from one thing to another like I used to do. To kill myself a few times to figure out what the hell works out there, because there's so much garbage out there that we've been fed. It's very hard to decipher, but what we're sharing is it's nothing complicated. Let the body do what it knows to do. Get out of the way. Remove the monkey mind. Who's speaking?
I just want to ask Laura, because this is an interesting topic for me, traveling as well. Do you do anything like enemas, herbs while traveling?
Yes, I do enemas, not every day, but I do them like together with the weekly dry fasting at least. And every time if I just feel like I would need an enema, and it's really good to have always an enema back with you. Like I went to this dry fast. I did 2 days, and I didn't do immediately enema because I was thinking like it's okay. I had my natural bowel movement anyway, and I started getting very bloated from my face and everywhere, and I was like, "What's happening? Like, I haven't eaten any salt, and like, what is this?" And the night I did the enema, all the bloating came away. So it was like the dry fasting is so powerful. Like, even if we eat, like, we should always have enema with the natural bowel movements. Like, I wouldn't skip that. And herbs I take, like, I do take when I'm dry fasting or in my long dry fast windows. I don't really take them together with the food because, like, yeah, it's like when I eat, I don't feel so detoxing. But if I do like the dry fasting, there it works, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it when you're fasting. Leave the herbs alone when you're eating, you know, very occasionally, no big deal, but you get the biggest bang for the buck from the herbs while you're fasting. That's for sure. It's amazing. Always travel with an enema bag. Never leave home without it. Always. It can save you.
It can, yeah.
Yeah.
Simple thing.
Especially older people who get into trouble with their health. Like I have a client who, so he was in a cruise and he ended up in Italy. All of a sudden he used to have heart problems. He's 70 something. And he had an edema. All of a sudden had edema and heart palpitation, which he used to have before. He doesn't know what happened. He was in the cruise and all of a sudden he had this edema really bad and ended up in the hospital in Italy. Doesn't speak Italian. So he was in trouble. And then they told him it's your heart. So I don't know what they gave him. They gave him tons of medicines. I said, don't leave your home without an enema bag. All you needed is an enema. He did a couple of colonics when he came back, and it was all gone. I mean, he was coming once a week, and it was less and less and less. I said, tons of crap came out of him. I mean, tons of waste is inside the body. And for me, edema, it's always, you know, your bowels are obstructed, and they're obstructing your kidneys. The waste is obstructing your kidneys. So the best thing you can do when you have something like that is wash your colon.
Obstructions are the issue for all problems.
Yeah.
You need to remove them, and everything starts going back to balance.
Yeah.
But it takes time. It takes years to find some balance. But the beautiful magic, you know, even after 108 days, there's massive transformations already starting to happen in the body, in the mind and spirit. As we carry on, you know, we eat and then we go back and forth. Things just improve and improve and improve. We fall down a little bit, we get up, you know, and keep going. What else are we gonna do? Go back to food? It's not an option for me to go back 7 days a week eating. There's just no way. I ain't going back to that lifestyle. It's not in the food. We've been duped. Food is healing. It's all bull crap. Doesn't matter what kind of food it is. It's just different levels of obstructions. And once we can see that light, we gain that understanding that holy geez, the less I eat, the better I feel. The less I eat, the better I feel. But it's going to take time. It's going to take time. It may take people 5-6 years to start figuring out and finding that balance. It doesn't matter. You just keep going. You need to have the trust and the faith in your body as ability to find that balance. And this is what we all lack, including myself. We always have that monkey mind. It doesn't matter how long you've been fasting. There's always that monkey mind, you know. You get into these long fasts or whatever, and you know, some weird sensation. There's always that monkey mind, that negative crap coming in. It's always there. So we just have to work through it and embrace the time. And because eventually there will be a time where you'll be free of the monkey mind, and you don't need to eat anymore, if that's what you choose. Because it's all the programming that's affecting us. It's deep within our subconscious mind, and it's not It's not easy. Not living in this society anyway. If we had our own master fast island or planet, we'd be doing it much more easy, supporting each other. So, but this is all we have now. This is our virtual master fast island planet. So, and it helps. It's big time.
You can have also like your time off, and you're thinking, oh, it's gonna be easy. I'll have one week off for myself. I'm gonna fast, and sometimes I don't. I have a plan and everything. And everything is nice and easy for me, but I don't. Because it's still from within. It doesn't matter where you put me on earth. If I want to fast, I will fast. And if I don't want to fast, I'm not gonna fast. It's the stubborn mind.
But when you're surrounded with all people 24 hours a day that are like-minded, believe me, it's gonna affect you positively. Just like we're in this, it affects us negatively. Even though we're not participating, the energies, the fields are there from all these people around us. The energies, we're taking them on. So
I have been living here with other fruitarians who are like detoxifiers, not just eating, fasting. And it doesn't matter, like everybody's doing their own thing. Some people might be doing just fruit. Some people might be doing juice fasting. Some people are doing someone is going to start master fasting, but so everybody's, but we are just here to support it, whatever everybody wants to do. And we don't judge. Everybody choose themselves what feels best for them. And it's been really amazing. As an energy, like you said, it's another way of being with like-minded people.
Yeah, think about what you're doing now, where you are now, and back home in your environment where you're working.
Yeah. I'm doing breakfast there for people, and like all the things I don't want to eat, and I need to all the time be around them. It's totally different. Here we don't even have a stove. I need to do my kidney tea in a rice cooker because that's the only way to heat it. And it's it has been the most easiest place I have ever been, eating just fruits and fasting. And yeah, it has a power when we come together and support it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's a huge challenge, this master fast is a simple thing to do, a simple lifestyle. But for some people that they're living in a family situation, whatever, kids, partner, whatever, and they need to do this, and there's no support from the rest. It's a really, really tough road for people. Really tough road for some of them, because there's not the support there, and then you get all the negative, and crap coming from that, and it's tough. But
at the same time, it's you never should think that it's easier to do in tropics, for example, because what I learned, it was I was thinking everything is easier when I just get to Thailand before, not now, but before. But I realized every emotion I had, every attachment to food, it came with me to Thailand. It didn't leave back home and stay there. I took it with me, and it was just as hard before I was ready to do this in Finland as well. Then it's easy to do here as well. But it's we have this monkey mind, like you say. We never want to take the responsibility. We always think if this or if that, or but it's not true. It's if we want to be doing the best for ourselves, we can do it here and now.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, yeah. We are our biggest challenge.
Yes, definitely.
We need to decide, make the commitment, write down our goals, and do it no matter what. Yes, there's going to be challenges from everywhere, and the biggest challenge is the monkey mind of your own, from yourself.
Yeah. If you get hurt by your partner or somebody putting you down when you're on the master fast, it's because you believe that you deserve it. You deserve to be put down. When somebody tells you, "Oh, this is dangerous," and you become very upset, it's because you believe it's dangerous. You see? if you're confident that what you're doing is the way to go, you wouldn't be upset by whoever, because it doesn't relate to you. You're confident. So that's another thing. I don't know. Yeah. I think confidence is very important, but that comes also with time, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, we all have doubts, especially for something, you know, as drastic as master fast compared to what else is out there. Everybody's got doubts. What the hell is this? You know, what's going on? You know,
Mucoid plaque.
you know, Laura's, you've been through some pretty crazy challenges. That you've pushed yourself more than the normal person, and you know, it's but look what happens. You know, when you gain your trust in yourself, you just pull through them, and you just, you know, just be patient. Just be patient. You know, if it didn't happen in 108 days, don't worry. If it didn't happen the next 108 days, don't worry. If it didn't happen the next 108 days, don't worry. You keep going.
But what are you waiting for? It's happening from day one.
It is. There's changes happening, but when you do 108 days, all the stuff that you carried before, most of it's, you know, most people forget it. They don't want to remember it. It's gone out of the memory. All the aches and pains in it. And then they want to start getting these new aches and pains because they think they're going to go back to their old eating habits. And then they start seeing, holy geez, and they start complaining about all these aches and pains. And meanwhile, it's all the food. It's all the food. They went back to food and they're eating all these things that shouldn't be eating. And they started getting all these pains, but they want to blame the fast because they don't want a sensitive body anymore. It's, you know, it's a psychological warfare within yourself.
I can totally like relate to this, because like if I could have, you know, if I would have gave up like when it was hard for me when I was post fasting and gone to just like, oh, that's beautiful, gone to just say like, oh, fasting caused this or that, like we can always do that, but then we are not taking the responsibility. We are giving it away. We are like just saying like, this is not our fault, it's your fault, it's that fault, this fault. But if we just like keep the responsibility and we really tuned up to like what's happening and we trust what we are doing, we need to believe in what we do, because I think that's the key. If you don't believe in it, it's never gonna heal you, because you are the blockage there when you don't trust, you don't believe.
I pretty much probably almost every single person that goes through the fast, coming out of the fast, there's challenges coming out of the fast with beliefs and so on and so forth. You know, that, you know, the fasting, the damage and this and that, it happens with almost everybody.
Yeah, I remember I started thinking like, maybe I need this salt because I'm craving it, and maybe I should have a little bit like like some chlorella or spirulina. I started getting this weird like things, and I was, where are these coming from? Like I was just half year with the juice and I was fine, and now I'm eating and I'm thinking I'm lacking something.
Yeah, and that's when the problems start coming, when we're eating now, when we're fasting. So you know, simple, put two and two together. But it's funny because we all do it, and it's because there's a commitment to the lifestyle is not there 100%. They're thinking that, 108 days, I'm done.
Yeah, many people come into it as a pill, you know, thinking of it as a pill. I did the master fast, but I still have my cancer.
Yeah, and
I'm speechless.
What are you doing? What are you going to do to get rid of it? Go back to food? You know, like seriously. This is the mentality, you know, like what cancer is a state of being. These names, it's a state of being. If you don't change that state, nothing's going to go away.
But I have noticed like everyone who did even 108 days but didn't commit to the lifestyle, they are in troubles today. Like that's my, like what I see through my friends in Facebook and through everything that's posted, and it seems like this. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but
yeah, I've been right from the start. It's a lifestyle.
Mm,
This is a
it-
lifestyle right from the start. I've been fasting for 27 years. It's a lifestyle. And it has to be a lifestyle because we eat way too much.
mm,
That's the number one problem.
And it's more important to, in my opinion, it's more important to aim to make the master fast a lifestyle more than aiming to do 108 days.
yeah.
That's the aim. That's the aim. Whether you do the 108 or you don't, the aim is to make it a lifestyle.
Yeah.
You want to do 108? Go for it. Of course, it's going to be deep and you're going to feel it and love it. But
for people who have time, yeah, they can, just jump in as a lifestyle, and they'll come to time whether they do 108 days or not, doesn't matter. But then there's the people who are really ill and they just don't have the time. They need to jump in and they need to put their head down and focus and make the commitment to get out and do a good cleaning.
But these guys are not going to succeed.
It's not going to succeed. Why do you say that? There's
Well,
lots of people
because
who have,
who's going to, okay, maybe very few. Okay.
it's the commitment. If there's no commitment, they're not going to succeed. It's all about commitment. If they come out of 108 days and they go doing whatever, they're not committed. They're not committed. They're not ready to take it to the next level to heal. They're just not ready. If you're committed, you're going to come out. You may fall down, but you're already planning your next fast. You're committed. You're committed. Doesn't matter you fall down. You're committed. So you keep focusing on your next one and getting ready for that. How many people have done that? Lots. They've already started planning their next, and a lot of them are in their second, third, fourth, fifth master fast. Why? Because they're committed. They start to understand it's a lifestyle. They appreciate what's happening because they really, the monkey mind ran off and this and that, but then they start going into, some things that whatever, and they're going, man, they remember, holy, I felt way better while I was fasting. Well, there's got to be something to this. And then they go on to their next one. And this is how it has to start. Experience trumps all the PhDs on this planet put together. That's the only way it's going to happen, through your own experience. People can listen to me till I'm blue in the face. It doesn't mean anything until they've experienced it. Like what's Laura's experiencing now is what she's describing now. She didn't understand it coming out of her first, second master fast. Mm-hmm. What she's describing now. Now she's starting to understand what we've been talking about, what I've been, since day one. This is a lifestyle. And just stick to it and you will just expand, because it's not about the food. It never was and never will be. This is how many people out there, oh, you got to be a fruitarian. Okay, if that's what you think, and they're eating 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 calories of fruit, which I can't do even if I tried. And I'm a big eater, coming Italian. I just can never do that. There's no way. Not these days.
It's funny, like I have been asked so many times when I see people and meet people, like, so Laura, if you're like, you look so healthy now, like, why are you still fasting?
It's just what I mean. They think it's in the food that you're going to get better. It's backwards.
And I'm just like, because I love the feeling and the freedom and the clearness of
just
fasting.
like you described, you're going out bike riding 60 kilometers, this, that. You don't have to bring no drink, no food, no nothing. How much more freedom does anybody want? It's like, whoa, this is true freedom. It's just a beautiful feeling when you hit that. How can you describe this feeling to anybody? You can't. You can't.
It's hard actually to describe how I feel.
Yeah, like we can talk.
Yeah.
They don't get it unless they feel it. You can't get it. You can't. What changed for me? The whole thing was when I did my first 12 days in Italy. It just boom. Holy mac, is this what it's all about? I don't need anything. I don't desire anything. I'm free. It was like, I don't need anything. It was just magical. I don't know what else to describe it. It was just, you can't transmit that experience. You just can't. You have to feel it. Yeah. And for some it'll come and some it won't, and it's okay, because this
But
lifestyle is for very, very few people.
I really like, I hope to be here to show people that really the vitality comes with the patience. Like really, like you need to just stick with it, even if it's hard, because it was hard for me. Even if you overthink, even if you make mistakes, like just keep on going, and you will see it, and it will just go better and better. And don't, when it's hard time, don't go back to the old thing. Just like keep going forward, and like it will be worth it. It's just like I hope everybody can hear the message of that.
Yeah, going back when I was so full of mucus, right, and going on raw foods, fasting, this, that. It took me over 5 years to get rid of my chronic mucus problem. Over 5 years. What if I quit in the second year? What if I quit? I would have been dead, buried, full of mucus. It's just, how can you explain? You need whatever you need. Years. There is no years. You're just working with the now and just do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter. We need the commitment. And once the commitment's there, you are already healed. You're already healed. It's just going to go through the motions, and things will happen, and you're going to have your ups and you're going to have your downs, and you're going to have your ups and your downs.
Yeah.
But it's always improving, always improving, always improving.
There's always ups and downs, and people have been through them. We have been through them ourselves, and some of us have been through them worse, I guess, I don't know, like, to different degrees. Now, I believe that, once you go through the ups and downs, once you've gone through a nice long master fast and through the ups and downs, to say that, to blame the fast for anything, or to say that
Not responsible.
you're lying to yourself, because you experienced the truth. Now, how to get back up is all up to you, right? It's all up to you. And there is a way, there is always a way. Now, of course, we always say make master fast a lifestyle, incorporate fasting more and more days into your life, and so you can get maximum, good experience in your life. And maybe one day you just master fast or whatever, right? When you're ready. But to say otherwise, to say that, oh, I feel horrible, and that's because of what I did to myself because of fasting, and I'm not ready for it. Well, okay, well, maybe you're not ready for it, but you cannot lie to yourself. When I did raw food and then I ate cooked food after that for months, I didn't lie to myself. I didn't lie to myself. I could have easily lied and said, oh, it's nice to go back to eating cooked and be with the family and go out to restaurants, and life is easier and more choices, as if we need more food, more choices to eat, so I didn't make excuses. I have watched so many people on YouTube. I have followed so many people on YouTube who would say, it's okay to eat cooked food. It's all right to do this. It's all right to do that. No, it didn't feel the same. Deep down, and I studied detoxification at that time, so I would, I knew deep down that this is not the way to go. And it's either I lie to myself and say that it's okay to eat the rice and the potatoes and all that, or I get up and get back into raw foods. And that's similar to, for example, master fast and eating. It's the same thing. The master fast, you're going to get the best feeling ever fasting. You're fasting. And then you go back to eating, you're not going to feel as good. It's simple. You're obstructed, You can't compare the two. And same thing with, as I said, raw food and cooked food. It's not the same. It is not the same. And if I say they're the same, I'm lying to myself. So it's time to wake up. We see it, we feel it. Why are we lying to ourselves,
Yeah, we need to have a love for being in a constant state of detoxification. It's the only way we can thrive in this environment. Otherwise, you just get building up, building up, building up, building up. And then the obstructions take over and give you whatever name of disease they want to give you. So if you're not in constant state, you're going to back up. Eating 7 days a week, you're going to back up. I don't care what you eat, even fruit. You're going to start backing up, backing up, backing up. It's the fasting is the most important. The being without, where you get the true benefit. Like look at about just the drinking water thing. People think we're crazy. You can't drink water. Like that one there. Even for me, after studying water for many years, researching, that was a tough one to overcome. Very tough. But look at the results. This is what we go by, results. Forget about what people are saying. It's just magical when you allow the body to hydrate itself, and you can feel the difference. You don't get thirsty anymore, and you can do things that you couldn't do when you were drinking all the water and eating all the food. Eventually, that time comes for everybody if they stick around long enough, if they commit. So, yeah, being in these magical states is where it's at. You never forget them. They get ingrained within, and we have some people that have gone off the wagon and blah blah blah, and then 6 months, a year later, whatever, they're back on master fast because they come to the light and saying, "Holy geez, there's nothing really else out there. I felt this way. I got to go back." And we're seeing that as well. Like, we've only been around a short while. It's only just over 2.5 years now. It's not long, but we're still babies. We're still crawling. And we got a long way to go. We're just going to start walking now. What's going to come next? Who knows?
Yeah, there will be many changes. I can see it. The world is changing very fast.
Yeah.
And health is just a small thing. It's changing in many other ways. Towards equality, I can see things are changing and people in power losing their power.
Yeah, it has to. We can't keep going the way it's going. Peace, balance, correct conduct is the only way to move forward. There's no other way.
Gino?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can you do heart yoga? I saw something when you're doing master fast, heart yoga, there was something blurred on that.
Depends who it is. If you've never done hot yoga and you never eaten cleanly or no fasting experience, I don't think it would be a good idea doing hot yoga when you're on a master fast. If you're used to
I'm used to doing hot yoga.
Yeah.
Can I still do it?
Yeah, it would be okay. I would be weary about on the dry days. I would stay away from it on the dry days. And you can do, if you're used to it and you've been eating pretty clean, test it out, see how you feel. But I wouldn't be doing it on the dry days.
Right. Yeah.
That's you need to have the body able to start hydrating itself, because this is what we're training the body to do, is to hydrate itself and to feed itself. It sounds crazy, but that's actually what happens, because it doesn't matter what you eat and what you drink. Only the body can feed itself, and only the body can hydrate itself. And it's very, very challenging for people to understand that little sentence I've just said. This is the truth of the matter. This is what actually happens. Nothing outside does anything. It's your body that's doing it. And when you take in these other things, it's your body that has to process them and do everything and whatever, blah, 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 to process them and get rid of the waste. So, it's a fallacy that we need anything externally. And that's the challenge that we all have to believe. So a body takes time to start hydrating itself. And as I say, the dry fasting is the actual trigger to start teaching the body how to hydrate itself. It's absurd. It's crazy. It's opposite everything that we've been taught. Dry fasting is going to hydrate you? Yeah, dry fasting is what starts the process. And you'll come to the understanding when you've done it for a while, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Just take your time, be cautious, and go for it. When I did my 108 days, I was doing hot yoga on my days, no problem. But I've been dry fasting for over 4 years now. I don't remember the date. People want to they want to jump in. They want to start doing all these long dry fasts and everything. They've never no fasting experience. The few people that have done that, we don't see them anymore. They're gone. They got themselves in trouble very quick. And it's because you're not going to get the body to start hydrating within a few weeks or months. The change starts happening, but it takes time. And what Laura's describing to you guys is she's starting to feel the effects now after a couple of years, starting to feel the effects. Some people may take 3, 4, 5 years. It depends on what state you were in. And Laura was not in a really good state when I met her the first time. She was basically in bed most of the time. Look at her now. She's biking with no food and no water.
Yeah, and if you think like 2 years ago, I wasn't able to work. I wasn't able to do anything. I was just like laying on bed and wondering like, how did this happen? I'm a young person and I can't even go to like outside to take trash. I get stressed. And like I wasn't able to start doing really sports like consistently or sustainably. So it wasn't I wasn't able to sustain like exercises except now, and it's been 2 years. And now I'm able to start building because my adrenals, they just were so down.
Yeah, just all plugged up. Just think of how many people out there are suffering like you are, like you were. There's so many out there. There's so many. And what are they doing? They go to whatever, doctors or alternative, and here, you need this, you need that, you need this, you need that. And they're spending their fortunes. And then they come to massive fast, they got no money left, they can't afford to fast. What do you mean you can't afford to fast? You can't afford not to fast.
Yeah,
I just can't understand.
I could not be affording to not to fast because like basically I'm working hard and a lot today. I wasn't able to do that. I'm making way more money than any fasting ever has paid for me because of fasting. And without it, I could be in troubles, serious economical troubles.
Yeah. When I hear stories of people get $100,000 bill in the hospital or they lost their house, I hear one too many times. And then they're worried about spending less than what it costs to eat for most people on a fast. It just shows there's no commitment to get better for these people. And that's all it is. Because if you're committed, you're going to do it. You're going to invest a little bit within because the outcome is what has happening to you, Laura. You're able to work again. How could you before you couldn't work? So you can keep within that same spiral of destruction. And where are you going to be? You're going to be worse off than you ever were if you don't make a change.
And then the funny thing about exercise, when people come and they ask like, will I lose my muscles? Will I be able to exercise and everything? Of course, before I couldn't. I was in a state I couldn't do any of that. But today, I'm able to build muscles and exercise without food or drink, when before I wasn't able, even while I was eating all the time. So,
yeah, that's the thing we get a lot. Am I going to lose too much weight? The commitment, the understanding is just not there for what it takes to strip and to build. Well, like I said, some people might take it 4 or 5 years before things start changing. So what? If you have a better way, share it. I haven't found anything out there that has the effect of what we're seeing. Nowhere near. And it's just getting better and better. The more people do it, the more energy we put to share this for everybody else. And the more people join in, the better it gets for everybody else. You know, everybody's sharing their amazing stories. It's just, it's awesome. We're inspiring each other, you know, because we don't have the support out there. So this is what we have. And it's working good. You know, lots of people are getting benefits. And this is what it's all about. It doesn't matter about anybody else. You know, when they're ready, that we're here. If they're not ready, they're not ready. It doesn't matter. We know what's possible, the few of us. And it's unlimited. There's no limit. We can't even comprehend what's possible. We just scratch the surface with what we're doing. We start getting into the plasma stuff and everything. You know, this is what we're doing. It's just we're doing it at a different level, you can say. You know, I like to put more an emphasis on the intent and emotion than more of the material matter stuff, because after all, that's what it all starts. And the more we focus on that, the more we can train ourselves, and the more we can share and spread the word to allow others to have some kind of sense of what we're doing and how powerful this really is. You know, what's allowing the body to heal? What is it? The only thing can be is its creator. And what's the creator of our body? It's our soul. Mm-hmm. You know, our own soul is what created this physicality. Through first the thought and then emotion and intent, we manifested into this, to experience this realm of matter and physicality. And some of us need to justify our existence by whatever, who knows. But when we start tasting the potential of what's possible, it's just magical. I don't have any other word. It's just magical. You know, when I hear stories like from you, Laura, and everybody else, that's what keeps me going. Like, I spend way too many hours on the computer, guys. I just spend way too many hours. And but it's awesome.
More fasting would help.
Yeah.
Will give us more time to work.
Yeah. Anything else you want to share, Laura?
Yeah, maybe one thing about just the socializing, because people feel so isolated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They are fasting, and I'm here always to tell people, like, when I hear this, and I said, like, there is time for everything. Like, there is time when I needed my time to be very isolated, very alone, just go into me and find the help in me and really, like, be there. But when I have gone more and more balanced with this fasting lifestyle, I see I'm not triggered by others anymore the way I was before. And I can participate much more for social activities without, like, getting disturbed by the fact that I'm still a bit different than others with my dry fasting or not eating or drinking or these things. But I have, like, found amazing ways to do the things like dancing in parties or anywhere. Like, I don't need to anymore go there and think like, oh, but how I'm gonna do it because I'm not drinking like others, or like I'm not doing eating or this. I just go there and, like, I have such a, like, different, I don't even think about it. I'm dry fasting and being in a club, you know, or in a party. I don't do it much, but I'm just saying, if somebody likes it, there's a way to do it, and you will find that good place. But maybe first you need to go and be with yourself, even a long time. And then when you are ready, it will come naturally.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't mean that we need to be isolated forever because we started master fasting lifestyle.
Yeah, we can have fun.
Yeah, everybody can, like, do, like, some people, I like to be a lot alone, but maybe some people are more like, they love to do more things. And, like, it doesn't mean that you need to like change as a person and be isolated and alone and just enjoy that. If you enjoy other people, you can still enjoy them. You will just change the way.
Yeah, you know, some people are not happy being alone. They need to be around. I was like that before. I always had to be around people, but now, you know, I can be by myself 24/7. I'm fine. This takes time. It takes time.
Yeah, and it changes. Like I'm the same, but I was so happy when I realized that I don't need to anymore to say I'm not coming, because I was thinking that I'm so different. I can actually go there and embrace what I'm doing with them and like not be triggered or bothered or like, yeah, it's kind of a freedom.
Exactly. It's more about the freedom for you to choose to do whatever you want and be
Yeah,
happy in
exactly.
the situation. Yeah, it's awesome. But the dry fasting is crucial and an essential part of the whole master fast system. That you know, we've relaxed, especially for the newbies, after some people just got themselves in trouble. Because people, every time you have a range for whatever, everybody wants to do more and more and more, but the body's not ready. It's not in a state to allow the fasting to express itself properly because the GI tract is so full of garbage. And this is the thing that differentiates what we're doing with everybody else. You got to clean that GI tract, and once that starts happening, you'll be able to dry fast longer and longer and longer. And it doesn't matter how long it takes, 2, 3, 4 years, who cares? Slowly you start building and building and building on the dries, and you never let it go. You never let the dry fasting go. Even when you go back to food, it's crucial we stick with the dry fasting schedule. The people that aren't doing this are going to see that they're going to go back to their old ways, because they're going to go back to eating 7 days a week if they don't have a dry fasting schedule. And this is a big no. You know, 1 to 6 days a week max you should be eating, maximum. You need that reset every week and every day and every month, and et cetera, et cetera. So, you know, what's the dry fasting stuff that's others are teaching out there is quite a bit different than what we're teaching. You know, ketosis and this and that, and it's all bullcrap to me. Dry fasting is a lifestyle. It's living on plasma, prana, light, whatever you want to call it. The name fasting will soon disappear when you're doing this as a lifestyle for a couple of years. It's just the way it is. It's just what you do because it feels so good and the body works so great with nothing. That takes time. It takes time to achieve that. And the biggest key is clean the GI tract and get that lymphatic moving, which is our energy system. That's where we get our energy, not through the blood. We get it through the lymph. When that lymph system's free flowing, you'll feel the energy go way up. Plug yourself up, energy goes down. I don't care what food you eat, even fruit, your energy goes down a bit. I don't care how good the fruit is, your energy goes down. Everybody who fasts understands what we're saying. Because your body uses a lot of energy to digest, even fruit. Fruit is the least, and is what we want to go to when we're eating mostly. But magic happens. Magic happens when we make this a lifestyle.
So, Gina, when you're dry fasting, the lymph system is able to drain itself better, probably.
Yeah.
No input.
Things start moving really on the deeper levels when you're into the dries, on the lymphatic and stuff. This is why you start seeing a lot more filtration through the kidneys when you go into dries.
But even with 12 hours, 14 hours dry fasting, right? 12,
yeah, of course. Yeah. Everything helps. You know, when we're on master fast, we don't want people to push the dries too much. The few people that did, they didn't last the distance. And some of them dried themselves out into danger zones. Like I'm talking really danger zones. So this is why we slow things down for everybody that's new to dry fast and take it easy. But this is where it's at. You know, you know, for most people, the average person, the only little chance they have for dry fast is when they're sleeping. And a lot of people eat before they go to bed. So they have no chance of any dry fasting in their life because they're digesting for most of the night because the digestion slows way down when you're sleeping. So the body's working all night and they get up and what do? They eat because they're hungry. The more you eat, the more hungry you get. The more you drink, the thirstier you get. So it's a vicious cycle. And after so many years, it catches up and they have a disease that they just got diagnosed with. That's how it works. So the key is you need to have a dry fasting window every single day. Whether you're eating or master fast, it's got to be there. You got to have that period where the body is on nothing for several hours a day. As you build up, the longer the better. The longer the better. And you'll feel it. You'll feel the difference. So for people who can't sleep and everything, you're going to have to have the faith and the trust. It will pass. How long? I don't know. Everybody's different. Could be one, for some people, they'll do within 108 days that they couldn't sleep for years and then they're finally sleeping. Some people might take 2 or 3 long fasts. I don't know. I don't have the answer for you. But I do know that the answer is within the system if you maintain it as a lifestyle. That's what I know. I have no doubt. We've seen it many, many, many times over and over. And that's the beauty. So, yeah, dry fasting is essential. Essential. That's why I always said master fast is a glorified dry fast. Glorified meaning we've rewritten the book about dry fasting. We don't care about the definitions of what others say about dry fasting. We have many versions of dries from the newbie to the experienced one. You know, somebody who could barely get through 8 hours without eating, you know, we get them on a master fast and they're doing 10, 12, 13, 14 hours. Oh, things start changing. Things start changing when you start doing that they weren't able to do it before because things start moving, things start cleaning, you know, instructions start leaving, things start changing, body starts finding balance. It's all about removing those obstructions that lay within, from our head to our toe, physical, emotional, body, everything. There's obstructions in every realm of our existence, and we need to move it. And the easiest way to access them all is through the physicality, what I found. Doing it the other way around, there may be a handful of people, I can count them on one hand on the planet at this time. So let's do it the easy way. Let's use the physicality to get to those states because it's much easier for us that have not been born enlightened or whatever word you want to use. You know, it's statements like, you know, oh, you guys are taking herbs. That ain't a dry fast. Yeah, okay, well, whatever. We're getting results. What are you guys getting? You know, like, it doesn't matter what people put names to it. It doesn't matter. We focus on results, guys. And that's the only thing that we've built this around is results. I don't care about whatever anybody else does. I don't care about the sciences. I don't care about any of that crap. We've created our own way. And it's been evolving since day one. We've refined it and tweaked it here and there to try and help and make it as simple as possible for everybody to be able to do this. We got kids that did 108 days, pure full master fast, 13-year-old kid. So come on, guys, you know, we can do it. It's nothing's impossible. Everything is possible. It's our belief system is the only thing in the way. And once we go back on food, and then this is for everybody, slowly we build up our dry fasting. We don't do it inside master fast. It's too much. It's way too much. it's just, it's unless you've been doing it for years, you're not going to be able to withstand the depthness of the cleanse when you're doing long dries inside of mass fast. It's just too much. We need to wash because we're so full of obstructions. Like it's hard for us to comprehend how much garbage the actual body holds. And for some of us, the whole body is built on garbage, literally. That's how much we are built of. So how long does it take to clean that out? As long as it takes.
Generations, not just lifetime.
Generations, whatever. But in the meantime,
The emotions as well.
slowly, over the months, over the years, you will see, you'll be able to go a little longer on your dries, and a little longer, and a little longer, and a little longer. And it's just where you need to go. You'll see magic start, real magic start happening in the longer dries. But this is when you're eating food. When you're eating food. That's why we have within the schedule on the season changes, inside Master Fast, we try and go up to 5 days. That's a lot in a Master Fast. But that same schedule, the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and the season change, when we're back on food, we're still adhering to that dry fasting schedule. So when we come up to the season change, which is now, we go as long as we can. We go as long as we can.
Only if you have 2 years plus experience.
Yeah. This is we train ourselves. Like if you've done 3-4 days, you try and go an extra day or an extra 2 days. And if it's tough, you use the different watered down versions of the dries. Add some tinctures, or then you water down, add a little bit of juice in the tea. We have it all described there in the protocol now in detail. And this will help train you to go further. I've done like semi-dries where, just like I was described, you're taking very, very small amounts of liquids, a few times a day. Believe me, you're going to get results. If somebody can't do a complete dry and they'll do it at semi-dry, they're going to start getting results because they've never done anything close to that. So little baby steps, little by little, this allows you to expand. Is Lisa on here today?
Yeah.
When she did her first dry, oh boy, I think it was her second day, she was freaking out. Now she's doing 3 days, no problem. She never thought, in a million years she would be able to do it. Like, she was freaking. So, it's just those little baby steps will get us there. We'll get us there one by one. We'll all get there. Oh, we have Girdris is on. Hey, Girdris. He's taking it to where you needed to take it as well. Yeah, this is we're playing it safe. We're playing it safe because we've been doing this a while, and the few people that got themselves in trouble, that shouldn't have happened. It's just the ego gets in, or they want to do these long dries or whatever, and they're just too plugged up, and the body dries itself out because it can't hydrate itself yet. It's too plugged up. That's actually what happens. As we clean out, the body is able to start hydrating itself little by little, and you can go longer and longer and longer. That's the key. Starts hydrating itself.
I could tell a little bit my experience of this dry fasting because I started it very rough. I was very coming from the ego side, and I did like a long 9-day dry fasting. Suddenly, quite a newbie. I just started like few months before, and like then I just had this like I want to check how far I can push it, and that was when I started master fasting, and even during master fasting. But then what I found out, like now 2 years after, I don't do that 9 anymore. Like I haven't done it ever since. I do 5 maybe now if I do a longer one, and I feel like actually more beneficial is to do the daily longer dry fasting with the weekly 1 to 2 days, and that's the key. Before I was able to do the consistency, like Rana was just talking. Like rather than just push one long fast, do it as your lifestyle. It's going to be much more beneficial than just like doing some egoistic like 9 days just because you can, and then like not being able to do anything else after that because you're so dehydrated.
Yeah, the time will come when you're ready for longer ones. You'll feel it. Oh, I can go more. Yeah, okay.
I mean, if you want to talk about like going far with your, you know, taking yourself far, I say make it a lifestyle and be consistent with that. I mean, if you want to show us how strong you are, do that, you know, be consistent, do it for a year and show us how you can do it, because that's the challenge. The challenge is not just pushing yourself for 1 week. The challenge is to be consistent. And even I have a tough time with that, you know. And I bet you most people have tough time with that, making a lifestyle.
And for your experience, guys, I'll tell you this. The last fast that I did for 40 days, it felt like it was more than 108 days. And it was very simple stuff. Only for experience, guys, I'm talking about now. Or two. Do master fasts like all the time you do, but do dry fasting 2 days a week, or maybe even 3 days a week, and you're gonna see that I mean, it's a huge thing. I'm already starting releasing sulfur after 2 days dry fasting. But like that's like second week or third week that I'm doing that 40-day master fast. Something stuck in my throat. And so body gets into that mode of dry fasting, because I'm daily dry fasting for 18 hours, 20 hours, and then just 1 day, and then another day in the week as well, or maybe even third day if you can. But your body starts releasing sulfur much faster on that schedule. So dry fasting 2-3 days a week with a day or two apart, and you will see results. It's amazing. And one day I'm going to disclose a little bit more information about the breathing. At this time I can't, but it's again very powerful stuff. So the stuff that I'm talking about, you know about Dominican and when.
Yeah, we for people that have been on, you know, cleaned out their GI tract. We've been at it for a couple of years. For newbies, we can't get them. They got themselves in trouble very quick. This is for people that are.
I know, that's why I'm talking. It's only for experienced guys.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. I mean, try to push even further.
Yeah.
But only 1 day of dry fasting and then 2 days of rehydrating on whatever the juice. And so,
our suggestion for the dry fasting is the daily 12 to 15 hours. So
for newbies,
because it's just it's too much. We have seen people who have dehydrated themselves, and we have even seen people. One person didn't drink enough, because also they don't drink enough because the window of drinking becomes smaller when you have long dry fasting window every day. And also the weekly, we said even 2 days a week is too much for new people, because it is powerful. You know, you might not think it's powerful. You do it 1 time, 2 times, but then you keep doing it, and then you feel it.
The time will come, you know, after a couple of years, you'll be able to go longer and longer and longer.
Exactly. So
that's what I'm talking about. It's only for experienced guys. I mean, for guys who already stopped drinking to rehydrate themselves, because I'm feeling energy taken away, even drinking the master fast stuff juice. The very first sip, and I feel already how that energy goes away. Because we have, I mean, it's never-ending supply of energy, never ending. But as soon as we put something in the mouth, that's it. Energy's gone.
Yep.
Imagine you eat.
Get that stuff off.
I know what you're talking about. Yep. It's anything you process through the GI tract. It sucks energy. It doesn't matter what it is.
Yep. And like I said, you know, that breathing stuff is so powerful.
Even air, if we breathe too much, it takes your energy.
Yep. The deep breathing, it's a misleading story.
Yeah.
It's a misleading story because I'm breathing like I'm training myself again. I mean, to this new stuff that I learned. But after 8 years of being in that negative temperature, like let's say you look at the thermometer with Celsius, so 0 is kind of neutral point. So all these 8 years, I felt like minus temperature with my right hand side of the body. And after just 2 days of exercising this new technique, I'm telling one girl the story, how my body felt on the right hand side. And I'm telling this story to her, and something is not right. And I feel that inside. And I told her, just wait for you, I'm gonna try to feel that. And so for the first time after those 8 years, I started feeling the warmth on the right hand side. So it's a very, very powerful technique. So, and I'm gonna disclose that a little bit later. Right now, I'm still in the process of dialing that technique in and stuff like that. So, but it's a very, very powerful stuff. And so that's what allowed me to do even more incredible things that I cannot talk right now about. And so, yep, it's amazing stuff, amazing stuff. But for now, I mean, guys, yeah, just try that. MFS, like if you do every season 40 days, do the dry fasting 1 day, 2 days break with the juices, and again, day or two of dry fasting. Just 1-2 days a week. But you will see a big kick in the butt. It's unbelievable stuff.
What was it? The last one I did was 35 days. I did 3 days a week dry, a master fast. It kicked my butt.
Yep, that stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable powerful, unbelievable. And when your body gets into that rhythm, oh boy.
Yeah. Try the colon feeding protocol for 9 days. It's powerful.
Yeah, like I said, it's only for those guys who have a little more time at home. For the ones who have some duties, work duties, I mean, it's a little bit too much to do because in the morning, I mean, you got to spend quite a bit of a time doing so.
Yeah, well, yeah. Colima board is really the way to do that one, and that it only takes you 45 minutes, 50 minutes to get it all done and washed up, so under an hour. But it's powerful, man. I suggest everybody try the 9 days colon feeding protocol. Take a picture of your face close up before you start. Take a picture of your face on the 9th day and post them before and after 9 days. You'll be shocked what you see.
Laura did a few days, right? Mm-hmm.
I did. It was powerful. Oh my. I did 5 days. I wasn't able to go longer.
You'll see rejuvenation happen in those 9 days because we're dry, except we're just washing from down there. Like we don't ever break dry fast with enemas until we wash from here first. But when you're doing the protocol, we're starting with that. It's different, and it's like an energy vortex being forced to be pulled through your colon. All the because we're not doing anything else. It's amazing.
I did 4 days and it was tough.
Oh yeah, I did too.
It was a tough haul, but my face never looked better.
There you go.
Yeah, you were the first one to do it, I think, right? You and Jean.
I was talking about it on one of the Saturday night Zooms, and I thought that just intrigued me to no end. So I had to try it the next day.
Yeah, and you were in the middle of your master fast already. You were far.
And my butt, big time. But I love it, so I'll try it again. Hopefully go more than 4 days.
All these simple tools we have. We have so many tools to use these days. It's just, come on, man. Like, there's always a way out of whatever you have. Doesn't matter what it is.
Just make time for them.
Just commit and do it. You know, it's a beautiful thing. But you got to put the time and effort into yourselves. Got to love yourself, and everything will happen. Everything will change. You know, look where Gudrus came from. You know, I don't know if some of you know him, some of you don't. He's been around since day one, and he's come a long way, guys.
Now I'm telling you, Gino, these last week and a half, I feel that burst of energy for the first time in 8 years after that incident.
Yeah.
Like a never-ending energy, and I feel that already. It's amazing. I mean, walking with a way much more balance in the body. I feel right and left side like united.
Awesome.
It's not 100% yet, but it's amazing what that breathing technique does. It's amazing. I mean, in 2 days, so much or so many difference appeared in the body that I was like, God, I just got the new body all of a sudden.
Yeah, but you've been working at this for a few years now, and everything that you know, everything's adding up. Everything's adding up from all the work you've been doing.
Yep. And I was talking to my friend yesterday on the phone, and she knows me since I was 17. And so that's almost 30 years later. She's like wowing on the phone. She started crying, and she said, goodness, I heard this kind of voice only when you were a very young boy when I met you. And she said, you're gonna do the things, I mean, that we used to do when we were young at the time, when we were together. And so she knows my story. She helped me from day one when that happened. And so she goes, I mean, she knows the deepest, darkest, and brightest corners of my story. And so yesterday she was shocked. And it's like only week and a half difference that we talked with her since last time.
Awesome.
She's already feeling and noticing that difference. So that's one day I will share that, but for now, I'm gonna keep working on it.
Yeah. For those who don't know, Gurdris, he was in a parachute accident and was left paralyzed on his right side, I believe.
Yep.
And slowly but surely, he's getting back all his feeling, guys. So everything is possible. Everything is possible. He went through hell with pain and surgeries, and you name it, drugged up. So guys, just everything is possible when you commit. Don't let anybody else tell you any other bullshit, because it's all it is bullshit. You can make the changes. And here's one that's living proof. You know, I'm another. I went through quite a hell through many years, and but nothing like what he's been through. But I've been through pretty nasty stuff, and you know, it's just you need to believe, have that trust and faith. That's it. If it doesn't make sense to you, go where something makes sense to you. You'll be back later, because a lot of us have been down many of those roads, and it's not in the food, it's not in the supplements, it's not in any of that stuff. It's in less. This is the key.
Going with them.
Yeah. Sid, do you recommend colon feeding when on mass fast? Yeah, you can do it, Sid, on mass fast, sure.
Yeah, that's what Sandy did.
Yeah. It's powerful. It's very, very powerful.
But I think we said 1 week maximum on the master fast. It's in the protocol.
Yeah, somewhere around there. Yeah. See where you can go. See what you can handle. Go a few days at least, 4, 5, 6, 7 days, if you can. Make sure you're doing a lot of washing, a lot of fluids. I recommend the grape juice at least. It works great doing it that way. I put the whole bottle in a 5-gallon pail, and I run it through. The grape with the lemon. So yeah, tools. We got tons of them. Tons of tools. Doing it with the colon feed with an enema bag, you're going to need to spend, you got to get at least 10 liters going through you, at least, which is about half a 5-gallon pail. So what's 2.5 gallons? The focus is on washing the colon. So lots of fluids.
I bought like now, like this autumn, I bought like 4 quarts enema bag, and it has really changed already the whole experience. Like I would highly recommend to buy the bigger enema bags, and they really make it easier. And it's like you can make, if you can't make like so, like I can take 3.5 even nowadays liters in one spot. If you can't like do then just do many in a row, it's even easier. Like, so I did the colon feeding with that, and it was pretty easy. It didn't take that long, to be honest.
Yeah.
When you have that bigger bag. But with the small one, I have been like, wow, why didn't I figure this out like earlier? Because I can't have the colon port because my bathroom is too small.
Yeah.
But 4 liters, 4 quarts is like much better already.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be done with the enema bag. Just, you know, make it happen. You know,
and the massage, I would say like the massage, it's so important when you're doing those.
I just laugh how many people, you know, say that enemas do damage to the colon. Like, it's just, really, we haven't seen any of that. We see the opposite.
If I didn't have enemas, I'd be dead now.
Yeah.
My colon still doesn't work, so
Wow.
I mean, I have to do them. So if I didn't have them, I don't know.
Yeah, keep it going. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. Just keep going.
No, I'm not worried about it at all. It's getting there. I'm improving by leaps and bounds, but I still have a ways to go, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Juicy fruits.
Uh-huh.
It's like monomeals of juicy fruits. That's
Mhm.
for removing your bowels.
Yeah. Or just stay on master fast.
Make your life easier.
Yeah.
Gino, Rana, I have a question a little bit to the side of this talk. When you make the crust for pizza, is it better to bake tomorrow or tonight and eat that kind of cold tomorrow with the toppings on the top tomorrow?
You mean the plasma pizza we make?
Yeah.
Yes, because I'm right now in the process. My hands are kind of charcoaly.
Yeah, we make it on the same day and cook it and eat it on the same day.
Oh, so I'm just gonna leave it on in the oven. I mean, till tomorrow.
Yeah.
Cook it tomorrow. All right.
Yeah,
All right.
it's very satisfying. Very.
Well,
Yeah.
if you're going to make it and just leave it, I would say cook it, I guess, right?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, if you cook it, you warm it up and put the raw vegetables the next day. Who cares?
Yeah, I mean,
I can't see any problem.
yeah, you can cook it and just use it tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna try probably.
You gotta cook it really well.
Yep.
What did you put that? What's
Yeah,
it called? The
baking sheets.
the baking sheet, so you can easily peel it off and turn it over.
Yep.
It stick to the pan, to the tray.
Yeah, you feel when it's going through, you can feel it absorbing.
Yeah.
So what do you guys do? Like drink a couple of bottles of wine after? Not constipated in the system.
Yeah, in our dreams.
Because that's what I talk about. I mean, thought about how I'm gonna wash that down because it's stuck in the small colon.
No, it goes through nice. Yeah, just drink whatever you want, juice and whatever.
Well, all the toppings are gonna be raw, right?
Yeah.
You're going to have. I put tomato sauce and then arugula, So it's going to be juicy, and that the crust itself doesn't become very hard like a regular pizza crust.
It's a bit gooey.
A little bit, still a little bit moist, but not too much. So it's like a wrap. Yeah, so it's not really dry. Yeah.
And durian.
Yeah. It's satisfying.
Main entree. Yeah, durian.
What did you using? The cauliflower or the zucchini?
Cauliflower and zucchini on the side, so I'm gonna try both.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try both because I'm doing 2 crusts.
Yeah.
Next to another.
Yeah, they're good. They're both good. Yeah. We like cooking them really well. It's still a bit gooey, but cook it really well, the base, and then just put everything on top, and away you go.
Both sides. You cook both sides so that it's.
Yeah.
It's not like a regular crust that holds together really well, but it's still it's good.
And with the cauliflower, I mean, it holds pretty well because I just mix it, and now it's not a big deal. It's not getting apart easily. I mean, to some extent, but it's not so bad. So I'm off to the kitchen again, listening to you guys.
Yeah, we're almost at 9 o'clock now. Anybody else have anything to share?
Dave was.
Oh, Dave, what kind of water you use for enema or Colima board? Is calcium water easier? Best water you can get, Dave. I have a whole thing in my house, the Vortex and this and that, and I have a shower filter. I use that for my enemas, but you do use the best you can possibly get. And if you have to use tap water, add things to the tap water we suggest in the protocol. It's all there. You can add charcoal, you can add clay, you can add calcium carbonate, you can add herbs, and this will help neutralize any of the chemicals, baking sodas and stuff, so that are in the waters, in our city waters. Just do that the best you can. If you can get distilled, if you can get spring water, if you can get filtered water, whatever you can get. Just wash. Just remember, when you're in a fasting mode, the body's in a dumping mode. Just like, some people are really concerned, you got to have organic and this and that. I don't worry about that nonsense. In a fasting mode, the body's in a dumping mode, and it doesn't hold on to things. Even if there were anything in there, the body's going to dump it because it's in a dumping mode. And that's one of the keys. We're looking at fields versus matter state things. But, do the best you can, whatever to your belief system. If you need to use 10 liters of enema, it won't work, and you need to use Colima board. Well, you heard Laura. She has a 4-liter enema bag. So two of those is 8 liters. You're already there. With the Colima board, it's much easier. She doesn't have a big enough bathroom. Using a Colima board, you do 5 gallons. It takes you about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and you'll get through it. And it's much more relaxed. You don't have to, fill and dump. But I've used enemas for years. I've used Colima board. I like the Colima board, but when I'm traveling, I use my enema bag. So you still should have an enema bag no matter what, because for traveling, it's essential. It's an essential tool for travelers. You don't want to leave home without it. It can save you, literally. When you're going out in different countries and eating things that who knows what's in there, it can cause havoc on you. And bringing some charcoal with you, simple things, your plasma pudding, if you get food poisoning or whatever, you can come out of it very easily. We have a few tools with you when you're traveling. So that's it for the Christmas Eve and Christmas Eve, depending where you are. It's been a blast, like always, and we'll see everybody on the page. And we're coming into the new year next weekend. It'll be New Year's Eve.
Happy Christmas.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Sandy.
Thank you so much.
Boris, Willem, Deirdre's,
Boris.
who else we have again? Sid. Thanks.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Matthew,
Christmas.
Margaret, thank you.
Matthew, Margaret, yeah. So thank you guys for joining, and let's keep that plasma love flowing, as we like to say. We are the change. If nobody else out there is going to do it, we're doing it, and we're going to influence the change on the rest of the masses out there. It has to happen. There's just no alternative, because our fields become stronger and stronger, and as many of you shared, people notice. People's soul notice the energy that comes through when you're cleansing the body like this. So it's all awesome, and we'll see you again. Thank you, guys.
Love
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Bye.
We love you.
Much love.